Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We have another Alpha 3.22 EPTU patch. This one is much more focused on polish. It's now out to Wave 3 as well. Also, we have new subscriber flair and a bigger update to the whole voluntary RSI subscriber programs rewards as well. So, Star Citizen Alpha 3.22 is on the EPTU at the moment, and it is out to Wave 3. This adds Wing Commander people, so people that are that level of concierge and higher, to the pool of people that can play. It also adds additional active players and also retains the Evocati subs and other players that already had access. Just for reference, so we're at Wave 3 at the moment. Wave 5 is effectively Open PTU, which basically means anyone that has a game package has access, and then from Open PTU, you go to Live. Wave 4 is basically just the rest of the concierge and some more active players. So what was added and updated in this latest PTU patch? The derelict settlements have received a very much needed polish pass, which has improved stability and performance and lots of other stuff because there was lots going on in those areas, at least somewhat. And there still needs to be a lot more polish and performance passes, and yeah, there's a ton more they can do to those areas before they're ready for prime time for sure. There's been a structural salvage polish pass as well, VFX and UI polish pass, rebalancing the Reclaimer internal salvage storage buffer to 240 and the Vulture to 13 SCU. They've updated the salvage law component to make sure fracturing salvage can trigger hostility, so you can't just go over to people's ships and fracture them without any legal repercussions if they are like just a ship flying about. They've moved the location of the joystick HOTAS salvage keybind options. They've also updated the bearing FS9 ballistic LMG to only have 75 rounds, which makes me sad. I liked having loads of rounds. There's a front-end style update. They've updated the menu title, text, colors, and logos, updated button styles and button state changes, idle, over, down, disabled, added messaging and UI info for friends, party notification lists. They have fixed a ton of issues, improved performance and stability, but there are still a lot of stuff that requires more attention, from performance to location bugs to AI, inventory and ship issues. There also appears to have been some problem with ground vehicles being made significantly slower, at least some of them, in 3.22 than they're supposed to be, and CIG are looking into that. There's still a way to go before the patch will be in a state for live, but it is getting there. I'm thinking Open PTU next week, potentially even by the end of this week, and then live early the week after, although Cloud Imperium might be trying to rush it because Luminalia is coming up next week, and that's sort of like at least partly in-game event, typically with those sort of gift boxes you can move around. They might want to have 3.22 out for that. We are still awaiting the X1 series of hoverbikes and the Sand Tokyai to be added to this patch. At least they're planned to be added to the initial release as far as we're aware, rather than coming in a later point patch, but they could always be pushed to a later point patch. We're also awaiting some additional Arena Commander maps too, and we know that CIG are going to be further improving structural salvage where they can as well. Still, my favourite part of Alpha 3.22 is multi-crew Arena Commander, enabling us to take on PvP or co-op swarm modes in larger ships with friends. There are new December subscriber promos that have now been announced, revealed. These are pretty cute. So the Sakura Sun plants, these are a set of 3 plants that you can add to your habs and ships and all that sort of jazz. There's Happy, Cheeky, and Surprised, which are given to all subs, Emperators, and available from the store respectively. Now, I really like these. I think they're really, really cute. They don't have any in-game purpose other than to look silly or fun. I just like silly customization options and visuals like this. The vehicle of the month is the RSI Scorpius and the Antares. Let me explain. So all subs get the former. Emperators get both to try for the month. Interestingly, Emperators also appear to get double extended insurance on the ship of the month, so they can buy either of those 2 ships and get 24 months insurance on them rather than 12 months, which a Centurion, a normal sub, would get when buying the ship of the month. So that's a good point. Let's talk about all the new updates to the RSI subscription system. So basically, Clan Imperium have gone, these are the perks you get if you want to be a voluntary RSI subscriber. There's 2 types of subscription. There's Centurion and Imperator. Centurion, that is $10 a month if you want a single month, or you can buy it for a year for $99. And basically, this gives you early access to Wave 1 PTU. Each month you get the Vehicle of the Month, so access to a vehicle to try each month and the ability to purchase it with 12 months insurance. The monthly flare, so you get a single flare item each month, and access to purchase store exclusive flare and all previous monthly flare. There's 10% discount on all merch. Every 12 months, there's a 10% discount code that you will get, so you can spend on buying spaceships. You can get up to $50 off with each of these. There's 20,000 rec that you'll get each month for use in Arena Commander, and because of all the sort of updates they've made to Arena Commander, rec's actually reasonably useful now to be able to rent any ship that you sort of want for a while. There's access to the bi-monthly Jump Point magazine, which is a digital development magazine for Star Citizen, giving you deeper information about what's going on with the project and particular hot topics, as well as sort of like a little preview at next month's subflare typically. There's access to the concept and work in progress vault of images, access to the subscriber den, which is basically a Spectrum forum and chat room that you can talk to other subscribers, and also devs and stuff often appear in there. And there's early access to event tickets, so if you want things like CitizenCon tickets and that sort of jazz in the future, then that is one of the easier ways of getting them. Emperators, they get the same, but with some enhancements. It is $20 a month for them, so twice the amount, or $198 a year. So this gives you, in addition to everything else that the Centurion's got, you also get an additional different Vehicle of the Month, and both can be bought with 24 months insurance, an extra unique piece of flair each month, 15% discount on merch, you get a 20% off coupon after 6 months, and you can spend this on getting up to $100 of discount. There's 40,000 rec that you get each month, and you get the Imperator test flight bonus, so try out every new ship and ground vehicle for a week upon its release. So any flyable or drivable vehicles added to the quarterly patch are available, from nimble snubs to hulking capital ships. Assumedly, this is also true of anything that's added during the patch cycle in point patches, not just the main quarterly patch. Is it worth subbing? Now, this is a good question, and only you can answer that. If you love Star Citizen and you want to support the sort of project, potentially, or if you want any of those extras, then one of those might appeal to you. A lot of people obviously grab 1 month subscriber access for getting into the Wave 1 PTU. There's lots of little benefits there, and obviously if you want to get that flair each month and those discounts and that sort of stuff, you might end up effectively saving money in some situations. Those plants are pretty cute, but you can always subscribe later and then buy any of the flair that you want when you're subscribed. Then it's going to be down to literal personal choice and preference, but there are a lot of little bonuses there, and if you're going to make use of a lot of them or all of them, then yeah, that's pretty cool. Boom! That's it for your subscriber updates and that latest PTU patch. I am really interested to know, are you an RSI subscriber? Are you thinking of getting a subscription? Do you think it is far too expensive, or you're just not interested in voluntary subscriptions at all? Have you been playing in the latest PTU patch? What are you thinking of those new features? Structural salvage, those new settlements, multi-crew Arena Commander. Are you having a great time? Is it terribly buggy? Whatever your questions or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
Ho ho ho, it's me, Father Nordmus. That's right, it's that time again to see who's on my naughty list for who doesn't have a VPN. No, that's Northern Claus! Grass from Northern Claus, Timmy. You should be scared of not having a VPN. As you know, Father Nordmus punishes all that disobey him. It's the perfect Nordmus present, Timmy. There's no excuse. I can see all of your website history, and I'm going to sell all of your data, Tim.
NordVPN helps protect your online activity, gives you greater accessibility to the content you want by changing your location, and much, much more. Go to nordvpn.com/boardgamer before Das Northern Claus finds you. every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway. For December, we are giving away a Drake Corsair. It's the winner of the 2953 Ship Showdown and one of the stars of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. This fantastic multi-role, multi-crew, long-range mission runner can do a bit of everything in-game, and it has a penchant for exploration. Just comment on any of my videos during December to be in for a chance of winning that. There are further details in the description below. A big thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel via Patreon or the join button under my videos and becoming a channel member. It will net you some exclusive content from Zin and I, but also it really does help us to be able to create daily Star Citizen content, as does sharing these videos and commenting. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.